So today, Get Supple plus Eldoa is all about shoulders. We're going to start by rolling the shoulders back nice and easy. And we're going to just do a few really good stretches to help mobilize the shoulder joint, make everything feel really good in the neck and shoulders. So we're just rolling back and emphasizing pushing the shoulders down. So right from the beginning, just getting some movement. Your elbows mostly straight. And then turn your head as far as you can, gently, to one side, then the other side. Bring your head back to center, and while you're circling the shoulders back, see if you can load a little bit heavier body weight into the heels of the feet. Still circling back, emphasizing pushing down. And then we're going to come forward, but add the elbows. And again, turning your head to one side. So for most of us, in general, turn your head the other way, benefiting the front of the shoulder, because we tend to overwork that area, and loosening up through the pecs and the muscles around the front of the neck tend to help us the most. Well, the whole neck really, but we are going to emphasize the shoulders. Okay, bringing the arms all the way down. Then have your hands across your chest, so on the shoulders. I'm going to do figure eights with the elbows. So try your best to keep your hips really still. They're going to want to wiggle and help you move bigger. We're trying to anchor the hips still with the ab muscles so we can get that rotation through the thoracic spine, middle of the upper back. And even the head is staying very still here. So if you're quite tight, just make that range of motion as big as you can without straining. And then hold center. Now we're going to take the elbows up. So we're getting a little bit of a stretch, lifting the ribs, and then down, nose towards the belly button. So inhale up, exhale down up. I find it's tricky not to include my pelvis in that motion. See if you can do the same. You're just trying to tuck the tailbone under a little bit, lengthening, flattening the lumbar spine, but not letting the tailbone go back as the elbows go up. Good. I know for some of you, you get dizzy when you look up, so if that's the case, just lift the elbows as high as you can, keeping your eyes forward. One more. And then back to center, rotating the upper body right to left and just letting the arms swing across. So here again, gently pushing the hips forward, so body weight in the heels, and keeping the hips still so the upper body's doing that rotation for us. Okay, before we move on, and as you're swinging your arms, deep inhale through your nose, lengthen up, crown of the head as close to the ceiling as you can. So right, kicking into the ground, lengthening up through the middle of the body, belly button pulling in, and then pushing the top of the head up to the ceiling. And then exhale, and you can release the rotation. So from here, we're coming down to the mat and warming up the shoulders further with a plank. So if it's a lot of work for your shoulders or your wrists just to be from the knees, stay here, the flat back. Otherwise, come up to the toes. We're just going to hold here. So pressing the palms of the hands into the floor. Pull the chin up towards the neck, lengthen out through the crown of the head, pushing the shoulders down. Tucking the tailbone under just enough to lengthen that lumbar spine again. Feet are together. Good, and then coming to your knees. So if you weren't already there, come to the knees. And without bending the elbows, we're going to push up, rounding the shoulder blades, and then let the shoulder blades squeeze together. It's like you're lowering your chest to the ground without bending your elbows. Like a straight arm push up, keeping the hips level, so we're not letting the hips drop. It's all coming from the shoulder girdle here. So we are protracting and then retracting the shoulders. It should feel like your shoulder blades squeeze together into the middle of your back, on top of your back, and then push to the outside wide at the bottom. Good, let's go one more there. You feel some heat coming into the shoulders, that's a good thing. Okay, we're gonna take it right down to the floor from here and place your hands on the back of your head. Hands on the back of the head, lift the belly button off the floor. We always want to engage those ab muscles to keep the back strong. Inhale, lift the elbows, reach forward, thumbs off the ground, both arms circle around. Then put the back of your hand on your lower back and relax the shoulders or the elbows down to the floor. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, extend thumbs up, reach around, punching out through the knuckles, long arms, and then place the hands on the back of the head, drop the elbows. We're going to do it again. Inhale, elbows up high. Good. Exhale, press out, reaching the fingers, thumbs on top. Inhale, reaching out wide. Exhale, bend the elbows, back of the hands on the lower back, and then relax the elbows to the floor. Inhale, elbows up really high. Good. Exhale, thumbs up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands on the head, and drop the elbows. Okay, now just one arm at a time. So just the right arm extends out, thumb up, reaching around. Hand on the back, and then drop the elbow down. Now hold the elbow here. We're going to lift it up all the way, and then down all the way. Up, down. Can you feel that pulling through the front of your shoulder? Good, one more. Good, this time hold on the up, extend the arm out, reach it back, hand on the head, elbow down, other side, here we go, extend out. Inhale, reaching around, remember thumb is on top. And then hand on the lower back, elbow down, and then we're going to work it for 5. Elbow down, elbow all the way up. 4, 3, 2, one more. And then extend the arm out, thumb up, reach it all the way back around. And bring the hand to the side. Okay. So with the elbows bent at 90, we're going to start with the right hand. The palm goes up. We're going to include a big fascial stretch. So this is benefiting the nerves and the soft tissue all around the muscle, as well as stretching through the belly of the pec minor. Knees are bent, and we're just rolling the hips as much as you need to feel a stretch without having that hand come down. Back to center, and then switch to the other side. So we're just going to gently roll. Inhale, when you're ready to exhale, come back to center and switch. Inhale. When you're ready to exhale, come back to center and switch. If you want to go slower than this, please do that. So we're holding the breath. So it's inhale, then holding the breath. And then when you're ready to exhale, switching again. We'll do one more on each side. Really work to keep the palm up, fingers up. Keep in mind, you want to take this to an uncomfortable level of a stretch, but never to a painful level of a stretch. Inhale up. Just to that like tolerance sensation. Good. Last one coming across here. Okay, we're going to continue our rock and roll. This time, take your right arm out, again with the fingers extended, but it's at about, if you're lying on a giant clock, your right arm would be at 2 o'clock. Okay, keep the elbows straight, and then slowly roll the hips again. Listen, if you're really tight in your chest and shoulders, or if you're working through an injury, you might not need to move your hips at all. So just keep that in mind. This is just to increase the stretch. It's not part of, it's not an exercise, right? We're just manipulating the position of the body to get the best stretch. So we're only lifting the hip to what you need. We're customizing here. And it could be different from right side to left side as well. So moving across, and again with the breath. So a couple of things that I noticed when I do this in classes, the little cheats that maybe make it so that you're not getting the most out of it. So just watch out for this, the palm dropping. So you need that palm all the way up. If you can't have your palm stay upright and lift the hips, then only lift the hips to the point you can keep the palm up. So no sacrifice in that vertical palm fingers. And then the other thing is leaning the upper body towards the arm. So we're keeping the head, the nose, the belly button, the tailbone in a straight line on the floor. One more here. And not having that ear come any closer to the arm. Deal? Let's get the most out of this here. Okay, back to center. Wow, already. This is so good. You're gonna feel a big. Bring the knees in to be comfortable. The bottom arm, we're gonna bend it like you're gonna have an arm wrestle. And then allowing the palm to drop forward. Allowing the palm to drop forward. We're gonna place the other hand on the back of the wrist, not the hand, but the back of the, so below the wrist. You can have your head on a pillow or just holding it. Top hand. The top hand is not going to allow the bottom arm to equal forces, just holding in the place but working hard 5 seconds. Then we relax for 5 and see you get another inch or so, maybe even just a millimeter. And then press again, 5, up 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax down for 5. I'm going to do one more, press up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's like magic. Slowly come all the way back up. Unless you're really, really locked up in the shoulder, you probably got a few extra inches on there, or millimeters at least, maybe not inches. Okay, so it's 90 degrees, the elbow across from the shoulder. Let the hand drop down. Make sure the wrist is pulled in line with the elbow, and then put the other hand on top of the wrist. We're just pressing down initially to where it kind of stops, like, oh, that's range of motion there, and then pressing up for 5, 4. That's where you start feeling the stretch. And then allow it to go down. Good, press up again. 3, 2, 1, allowing it to go down. And then last one, up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, allowing it to go down, and then slowly bring it all the way back. Okay, I'm gonna come back up onto a plank position here. And so if you're comfortable on the toes, holding there. So we did all these stretches, and I want to integrate by holding those muscles strong, and we're gonna really focus on pushing the shoulders down. So lengthening by lengthening up through the crown of the head, the very top of the head. So your nose is still pointing straight down. Top of your head is reaching for the wall. Now isometrically pull the wrists towards your toes and your toes towards the wrist. You're going to feel your ab muscles engage here. You could also do this from the knees. So that would just be isometrically pulling the knees towards your hands and your hands towards the knees. One more deep breath here. And then come down to the knees. Sit your hips back and reach your arms forward. If your knees are the issue here, just reach your arms forward. Head drops down between the arms and turning your head right to left. So now we're looking for that stretch back where the lats attach. Should feel like the outside of the shoulder is getting stretched. Good. Inhale, slowly come up. And then cross your legs. So with the legs crossed, we're going to have the fingertips touching. And this is actually the Eldoa for T6, T7 in the middle of the thoracic spine. Big benefits for the neck and shoulders here. So we're adding that in today crown of the head takes the fingers, and then relax the knees down. So we're gonna have the feet slightly flexed, so you're just gently pressing the outer edges of your feet down to the ground. Make sure you're not wearing any shoes for this, or ever with the stretches, but especially for this one. Drop the knees down, sit up tall. See if you can pull your belly button into your low back. Bring the front of the ribs just level, so they're not lifted. This is what my bad habit is, to sit tall by lifting my ribs. Pull the chin in so the back of your neck is closer to the wall behind you, not because you're leaning back, but just because you're pulling it inward, and the arms go up. Good, with the palms of the hands touching. Continuously working to get the elbows straighter, squeezing the biceps towards the ears. And then have your eyes up at eye level on the wall in front of you. So not looking down. See if you can pull the shoulders down your back any further. Really drop the shoulders down from the ears. And then push the top of your head up toward the ceiling, keeping the arms straight. Can you pull the arms back any more? Can you pull the ears back with your arms? And then the arms back with your ears. Good, on your inhale, see if you can open up and stretch the space between your ribs. Can you make the ribs wider in your upper back? I am watching the time. Honestly, we're almost there. 5 seconds. 4. These elbow postures are to be held for a full minute. If it's too long, you just work your way up to a minute over time. One arm at a time comes all the way back down. The fascia and muscles in my arms and shoulders when I first started doing that position was so tight that it felt like weightlifting. I was shaking, I was sweating just to hold my arms, and I wasn't even really getting fully into the position because I was so tight. So if that's you, don't worry. Every time you do it, it gets a little bit better. And you're improving the health of your posture and your soft tissue. Unbelievable. So it's worth the sweat and it's worth the fight. We're gonna leave it at that for today. Good work. I hope that you're feeling a big release in your shoulders just from that small amount of stretching there. Some good ones to add in on a more regular basis if you're dealing with any sort of regular tightness and discomfort in the shoulders, even tingling in the fingers and tightness in the neck. See you next time.